Welcome back to the Acuity Brands Bright Ideas series on Industrial Sage. Today we discuss ultraviolet lighting, a technology that has gained popularity amid the COVID pandemic. For years, scientists and engineers have been researching and testing lighting technologies as a means for disinfection. There are some products on the market today for specific use cases, and today I'm joined by Gary Trott, the Vice President of Technology at Acuity Brands. Gary, let's start with the basics. What do we need to know about UV disinfection?
You bet. So first, there are decades of research that back up its use. It's not something brand new, but it is something that you have to be very careful with, that you balance the safety and the effectiveness against pathogens while you're doing that. And it's something that, there are many different approaches and technologies, and none are perfect.
Can you start by telling me a little bit about what's been discovered so far?
You bet. So we have learned, and what history shows is that it can inactivate a wide range of pathogens, from bacteria to viruses. Also, SARS-CoV-2, very important recently. And finally, it's something that really drives all the development in what we do, is to really understand that research so that we can apply the technology properly.
You mentioned balancing safety and pathogen reduction, but aren't they one and the same?
Yes, in some ways they are, but really what we're talking about is people and how it affects people versus the pathogens. So first you have to understand, are people in the space or not? If they're not in the space, you want to have the appropriate safeguards so that if someone walks in the space, that disinfection will stop. Also, if people are in the space, there are leading organizations out there, scientific organizations, that give you the guidelines that help you understand the amount of UV dosage that people can be around safely. So ultimately what you want to do is really study that application in the space and partner with companies and organizations that can help guide you through this if you don't have the experience.
So if I don't have the experience and going into it, I know that there's not a perfect solution, how do you understand which approach is the right approach?
Yes, this is kind of the challenge because there are so many approaches, and it really depends on those disinfection priorities. Are people present or not? Are you concerned about bacteria, say hospital-acquired infections, or are you more concerned about SARS-CoV-2? So there's a lot that goes into it. And finally, like budget, these are some of the key things. Sometimes a combination is actually the right approach. You might use one in one area, one in the other, and then, but really the best thing is to engage with partners who understand the technology and can help guide you through that.
And post-COVID, is UV disinfection here to stay?
We think so. And if you think about what's happened in 2020, how significantly your life, my life has been affected, and everyone else. Same with organizations. We're not going to have a short memory of this, and a lot of people really want to protect themselves and their organizations against this potentially happening again, having as great a disruption. And so we're seeing a lot of activity, a lot of investment, a lot of interest in this. And so we are stepping forward because we want to be a part of the solution and create a leading portfolio of disinfection products to fulfill all these needs and these priorities that we talked about. And it can go all the way from something like our Care 222 technology, which allows people to be in a space while disinfection is happening and still meet safety guidelines, or pulse xenon technology, which rapidly disinfects a space and when people aren't present. And frankly, it's for lighting professionals of any sort. This is a great opportunity for them to use the skills they've applied and learned over the years to help reduce pathogens and make the world a safer place.
Great, and you mentioned a couple really specific technologies there. Gary is going to join us for our next episode, and we're going to dive deeper into UV technologies and how it all works. Please tune in.